Yo, 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 what up, OGs? Welcome back to another episode of the OG Sessions Podcast, episode 64. 64, man. Let's go ahead and just give a round of applause just for that, man. Episode 64. Shout out to all you guys who have been pushing this pod. This is the 14th episode of Season 2, 14th week of doing video episodes for you guys. It has been hectic, but it has been so enjoyable. Shout out to everybody that's been showing love. Shout out to everybody that's been pushing the pod. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube yet, I'm not going to keep begging you. I'm just going to keep pushing you guys over to that link, man, because I'm telling you, it is the hottest spot for any podcast right now, man. If you guys are looking to get all the free games, some motivation, you know, all that good shit, yeah, head over to that YouTube, head over to Spotify, head over to Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, you know what I'm saying, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you guys get your podcasts, we are there. So tap in. This is episode 64 going down right now, and we're just going to jump right into it because I am hyped for this episode. I know my guests are hyped for this episode. They just poured up some, what was it, tequila, boys? Tequila?
Tequila.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get this shit popping, man. So please give a round of applause for the two, honestly, I'd say two of my favorite vintage collectors in the city, Cam Mitchell and Keegan Jervis. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you having us, bro. Thank you.
How y'all boys feeling?
Feeling good. Can't complain, dude.
Good.
Another day in paradise.
So, Cam, this is part 2.
Yes, sir.
How was your first episode experience on
Well,
the
I
OG
will
Sessions
say
pod?
the studio is wildly updated. You are legit now. This man leveled up crazy for everybody. Equipment, backdrop, everything.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, you've definitely stepped it up. I mean, even before, it wasn't bad. I was cozy on the couch, but this is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer because when you're sitting on the couch, we're both sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
So we would end up looking at each other like directly, and the mics wouldn't be getting any of the sound.
Yep,
So
yep.
a lot of people were hitting me with, oh, you know, I'd be sitting in my car, volume turned all the way up, and they still couldn't hear some of the things we were saying on the pod. So I was like, definitely got to get a new studio where we're facing each other. And as you know, before we were doing all that shit, you know, in the bedroom of my crib.
Yeah,
so it was
bro.
like very limited space.
Yep.
It was just, it was very hectic. But now, I mean, we're rocking and rolling, bro. We got the studio going. It feels great to be able to have guests come over and have a comfortable space for us all to kind of just like kick it and you know, relax and everything.
I see the vision. The vision has come together. And this,
Appreciate that.
this is, I know you still want to level up from this, but I mean, this is a damn good start right here.
Yeah, this is the season 2 start. I'd say,
sure.
you know, season 3 is going to be, we've already been plotting for season 3, bro. We're trying to get a space where we can have, you know, a whole damn group of people sitting and talking, you know, it's like where there's no limit. Cause, yeah, man. So I'm glad that we were at least able to get one more microphone in here so we can get Keegan on,
Yes,
get
sir.
both of you guys talking about, you know, everything y'all got going on with the new name.
Yes, sir.
Before, the title of that episode was Archives Jacks.
Yes.
And that, I mean, it was also, that was very early in the Archives journey. I mean, that was like
2 months in,
yeah, you guys literally had just opened the store, but
Yeah.
there was a ton of motion. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like you guys were fresh and it was like this big struggle or nothing. The motion was real, very real. Cam, if you don't mind, can you pull that mic just a little bit closer to you? Yeah, you can drop it down just a tad. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Just so we can get that good audio quality because this is going to be a good conversation. So, boys, go ahead and just describe to me a little bit about what y'all got going on over there at not Archives but Collect with a K.
Yep.
The next thing we got coming up is this market at the Lark downtown, June 10th. I'm personally really excited for that because growing up in Jacksonville, with the art walks, and we've always been to a lot of events down there.
Oh, yeah.
So to have our own and bring, 30 different vendors inside there to get to showcase.
30 different vendors.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Could y'all give me a list of just like, can we lift a list off? Is this public yet? Like the people that are going to be vending there?
We haven't put out the flyer, but
Okay.
everybody that is vending knows that they're vending, you know? So
No, for sure.
Like Sean, that's been on the show before. Yep.
SD the Ghost.
Yep, SD the Ghost, like Marcos. Who else?
Step Back 3.
Yeah, Step Back 3. Kyle.
They've been on the pod.
Yep,
Yeah, Kyle McCrone.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, a bunch of it's not just vintage. So like I know we're like marketing as a vintage market, but I mean, there's jewelry, people coming out. There's like candles. Like we're kind of covering all bases. We just want to give a platform to smaller businesses here within the city that we grew up in, to be able to have a platform to showcase their small business or their vintage curation or whatever. And I mean, the store space, we've had events in the store, and I mean, it's a smaller space. You can probably fit like 5-6 vendors in there. So we kind of wanted to do it on a bigger scale, you know, get 30, 40 vendors in a space, but do the same type of thing and still have that community aspect built around it. You know?
Yeah, we feel like through the store, like the events are great. Like we love the events, but we just feel like we hit like a capacity of what we can offer from, you know, just as a brand to be able to put these events together, allow the businesses to showcase what they got going on. So to be able to do it like in our city and do it downtown, the historic, you know, Jacksonville, that's for me, at least personally, like, you know, the biggest thing about that event coming up as well.
Yeah, I think that's really dope, man. And like what you guys are saying is, I think one of the big issues there with y'all doing pop-ups in your space is y'all have so much shit. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So not only do y'all have, I mean, a insane amount of vintage on the racks and stuff, and shoes. The shoe wall goes dumb, by the way. Congratulations.
Since the last time you've been there, we've actually added another shoe wall.
So no way.
Sneakers, yeah.
Dude, yeah. See, the shoes go crazy. Y'all have so many sneakers. Y'all have so many different types of vintage, but you also have other people, like other brands in there that have space on your wall. So, you know, we don't got to shout out any of them, but it's just kind of interesting to see like how when you guys do a pop-up, it's like there's not only the people that are popping up at your store with you, but also all the other brands that are in your store already as it is. And then, you know, you guys be doing events and there's you all do like $5, $10, $15 piles and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, where do you put the pile at? Like in reality, it's like, is it just in the middle of the wall or in the middle of the store whenever you first walk in?
Yeah, it's literally right smack dab in the middle of the floor. We move the benches, throw down probably like 300, 400 pieces of clothing and let them fly. I mean, you'd be surprised though, man. People eat that shit up. Like they line up down the whole fucking plaza to get in there for the $5 and $10 piles. But I mean, what we do with that, we have like you said, we have so much shit, and we buy a lot of shit at wholesale for very low prices. And as long as we can, I mean, in our industry, you got to rotate through inventory. Like you can't, if inventory gets stale, you got to move it to go invest into new inventory that you know has the potential of moving. You know, so we'll sit there and we might take, I don't know, 15, 20 L's on a couple pieces that we throw in those $5, $10 piles. But within that same wholesale bundle that we bought that we're putting those tees into the $5 and $10 piles, we're profiting $20, $30 on certain t-shirts. So, I mean, we as long as we still come out with a W on the profit margins, I'm perfectly fine with running those $5 to $10 piles. And we have a whole, for everyone out there, like, is what we have in store is not just what we have. We literally have a storage unit jam-packed, like, to the ceiling, floor to ceiling with shit. Like,
no
we
way,
have shit
bro.
in the vault. Yeah, man. Like, we have a lot of shit.
That is insane to hear, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, and so would you say that you've, when you got like some stuff in the storage unit, is it kind of like, is there any grails in there? Is it kind of like the stuff that you can't move? Or I know you said you got to flip through inventory really quickly, so I'm sure that's not a lot of stuff sitting.
Most of the grails are going to be in store just for showcase and marketing purposes and eye grabbers to get people into the store. But we have good, solid quality mids in there for sure.
Yeah.
Would you say so?
Yeah, like that NASCAR haul we just got. We got a full trailer of dead stock NASCAR. He had a family friend that basically was a merchandiser for NASCAR in the 90s and had 3 trailers full of leftover inventory pretty much. And we grabbed that a couple months ago. So we've moved a lot of the better pieces through the store. But, you know, another part of our business that we do that we don't really showcase as much is we're super heavy on eBay. And that's his background. That's, you know, his lane. That's pretty much what laid the foundation for us to be able to get into the space that we're in now. So,
wow.
I would say a lot of the storage is probably mostly just like eBay inventory for sure.
100%.
That's sick, bro.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to, when someone buys that shirt on eBay, is it difficult to go and find it in those boxes and shit, bro? Or do you got them labeled out pretty well?
Yeah, sometimes it is, just because there is so much shit. But we do try to organize everything. All of our plastic totes are labeled with certain types of styles or certain like genders or whatever. So everything is somewhat organized, but I mean, there's still times you're in there digging. I mean, we probably have 3,000 pieces in that storage unit just sitting.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So it could be a hassle sometimes, but I mean, like he said, I come from that background, man. Like I was trapping out of my car, like selling clothes out of my car when I first started all this, and like 2 plastic totes. So I'm used to digging through plastic totes trying to find shit. So it's really no hassle to me, and I love it. I mean, the complete process of a sale in this industry is what kind of you get like that dopamine rush almost. Like you find the piece and you're like, oh shit, I found a dope ass piece that I know I can make money off of. You list it, you put the tedious work in to list it and get some views and some traction on it, and then you make the sale. And it's like, damn, that whole process went through the way that I envisioned it to go through, you know? And then that's just the satisfaction of you putting time and work and kind of knowing what the fuck you're looking for.
Does it hurt when you see people pull those grails out of the $5 and $10 piles? Like, I mean, not grails, but you said you got some pretty good pieces in there. Well, it's like, and I saw a picture y'all did, not to cut you off. There's a picture y'all put, and I seen on the top is like this fire ass like band logo Jags tee. I'm like, dude, like that alone, bro. That can go for some good prices right there.
I mean, the reason we do that, like, I mean, so the last $5 and $10 pile sale we had, we wanted to bring out as many people as we can, obviously. You're going to take an L on a couple pieces that you throw in there, but that also gets more people in the store to buy the bullshit that, not bullshit, it's not bullshit, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but like the shit that has been sitting or whatnot. Sure, it's going to bring more people in to dig through those piles and whatnot, so the NASCAR AOPs that we're throwing in the $5, $10 piles are going to bring more people to the actual pile sale, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%, and I think, like, to reiterate on what you said, it's like, it's totally not bullshit, because those tees are just, it just needs the right collector. Like, they're all old vintage tees, but it's like sometimes it's, dude, how many, you know, let's look back, how many Bill Elliott or whatever, like some of these guys are like NASCAR drivers that are like the smaller NASCAR drivers, and I don't even know all of them, but like some of these guys, and they got this like custom tee out. There's going to be a guy, there's multiple people probably in Jacksonville that would be like fired up for that tee.
And I have something to say on that too, because that's a great point. It just kind of took me down this like train of thought.
Yeah, bro.
There's people in this industry all over the world that may be sitting on something and it sits for a while and they don't sell it, and then another reseller like myself may come along and be like, oh shit, I have the clientele for that, or what, like I know someone that like wholesales all this type of shit, so like I'm gonna grab it. Like each piece is kind of specific to clientele and reach within your audience and your brand. So like I'll sit here and have pieces that I know are solid pieces. Like I am sitting on like probably 4 or 5 like hard ass like Carolina Panthers pieces. And when I used to live in Charlotte, I would move Carolina Panthers pieces like I move fucking Jags pieces here, you know?
Yeah.
So like all it takes is the right person, the right audience, and the right branding to flip flop inventory. Either you buy out somebody or whatnot, you know? Like they're like other resellers come to the store all the time buying shit that I know they're gonna resell.
I was gonna ask you that. Okay.
I totally understand. I used to do the same shit when I was coming up. And I didn't have a store. I was trapping out of my car or trapping out of my patio. I literally had a patio with probably 15 plastic totes in it when I finally got to the level of like really making money on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a really good point. I mean, it is all about the environment that you're in too, right? Like obviously the market for Jaguars gear is going to be in Jacksonville. Dude. See, Jaguars are a very specific one too. I've talked to a ton of vintage people on the pod about this. It's like Jaguars are so specific because we are one of the newest teams, and we've never really had that crazy Super Bowl. Like, you know, a lot of these teams have had that. Your fan base grows so much whenever you go and win a Super Bowl, bro. Like people 100%. Just, I mean, it's just insane. Like the growth
just
whenever
playing like during those times of the years, you know, like
100%
being the last 4 or 5 teams playing in the playoffs, and finally, you know, we're back.
Oh, dude, we're
able to say
we're there, bro.
And we were talking about the Jags on my first episode, because that was like right before the season was about to kick off.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and we were like, dude, we're gonna be solid this year. Like I got faith in Dougie P and all this shit, and then what do you know, man? It came together.
It is crazy, dude.
Now these boys are going to be a problem next year.
Yeah, I really see the Jags making a lot of noise next season, bro, definitely. For sure. Like Calvin Ridley, I think he's going to be a sleeper that not a lot of people are. Let's just say I'm getting him in fantasy for sure next year.
And Etienne, bro.
Yeah. Oh, Etienne. That's guaranteed,
that's
bro. That's guaranteed
pick for me.
Yeah, Etienne's a stud. I mean, Trevor, dude. I had Trevor last year and I won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I had some other really good pieces on my fantasy, but Trevor alone, like, just a lot of these guys are really starting to show up and be some solid ass players.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm excited for it for sure, and like we're gonna go to every home. Like we're probably like if we're available to go to every home game, me and him will definitely be at every home game.
And also when the Jags are winning, your business probably does so much better, bro. I can only imagine. Like,
bro, he can speak on that, man. It was wild during the playoff run.
Yeah, no, that was by far like we we launched strong. Definitely, our grand opening back in July of last year was really, really good. But during the Jag season, that was by far the most foot traffic volume. Like the client, even like the type of clientele that was coming in and out of the stores. It's just there hasn't been a time yet. You know what I'm saying? Through the store that we've had that again. But that was nuts.
Is it? Would you guys say it is difficult to have like those steady walking clients? Like, I mean, obviously, see, some of these people, like if you're located in a mall or you're located in like a super populated part of town, it's like you're gonna have people just walking around all day. Like if you're in one of the St. Augustine shops or something like that, it's like, dude, people are walking by the store all day long. But the spot you guys are at, it's kind of like a direct thing. Like, you know, I'm not gonna stop into Arca or into Collect whenever I'm going to Pizza Hut. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where it's you guys have one of the best locations, like actual spot wise, as far as like middle of a lot of people. Like you're in a there's a little hub right there where a lot of people live and things like that. But as far as like getting that foot traffic, like I feel like it'd be a little bit more difficult to get that steady walk-in, you know, kind of noise and traffic that a lot of people get.
It is, but at the same time, what I like about our location, it's very easily accessible. You know, we're 5-10 minutes from the beach. I live by the town center. I'm 10 minutes away. He lives in Mandarin. That's 20 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? I feel like us being, you know, in the location that we're at, being accessible to Jacksonville, you're right. You don't get that, like, you know, natural foot traffic like you would in a mall or anything like that. But through our social medias and just the content that you create that traffic on your own, and that's definitely been part of the funnest part of the journey is what we're talking about right now, for sure.
Yeah, you guys crushed it with like all the events you all do. See, here's the thing: is it's very difficult for brands to fight through that difficulty of like not having that foot traffic, because when it's your first ever spot, you're just trying to get into this, you're a small business. It's like you're not going to be able to land a solid brick and mortar in, like, you know, the middle of downtown or town center or one of these spots. So you guys did the perfect formula in the sense of like just having these events, bro. And like, how many people do y'all see? How many like businesses or little brands or stuff that starts up and it's like they won't even have a grand opening? You know, and it's like, dude, these are like easy marketing tactics that everyone could be taking advantage of.
So to like piggyback off of what both of you guys are saying, like our main mission and our main goal at the beginning was to put on for the city of Jacksonville, to build a community through a brand, to have a platform for creatives, but also showcase what we've been doing on the backside of like inventory purposes or sneakers or whatever, you know, like we have built, or we have been trying to build, a community of people that believe in what we do. Simple as that. And then once they believe in what you do, I mean, we probably have probably a consistent 75 to 100 clients that probably come in on a weekly to like bi-weekly basis.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Some every 2-3 days, because I mean, they love what we put out. They love the way that we market our brand. And I mean, I can't thank them enough. And I treat them like family. Whenever they come in the door, like I'm talking to them like, yo, what'd you do this weekend? And, you know, like just shooting the shit, you know, because they feel like they're a part of something and they feel like they're bought into the brand and they believe in what we're doing. And I'm going to treat them the same way. I believe in them as a supporter and a citizen of Jacksonville, Florida, the city that I'm from. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because, you know, like what you were saying with, you'll have these steady clients that are coming through and you kind of create that bond within somebody that wants to come in and shop with your things, like through the place you create too, right? So it's like, you know, you could just be selling dope ass merch, but if you didn't have the atmosphere, if you weren't like treating people right, if you're not like, you know, giving good customer service, not a lot of people are going to show up, you know? And I mean, dude, you guys crush it with some of these events. I love the listening party stuff too. Like that's a kind of a new little venture you guys got into, and it's so cool. Like, I mean, I was there for Curtis at his listening party, and it's just it's such a cool vibe because you guys aren't forcing shit down people's throats. It's like, so sometimes people don't want to go to certain people's events, or they don't want to go just out to like a pop up in general. It's because they're like, I don't want to spend money this weekend, or I don't want to go do this. But it's like, dude, just come out, have a good time. If you want to shop. You know what I'm saying? If you want to support us and do our, like, help us do more of these cool events, like, we'd love it, obviously. But it's like, just come out, have a good time, get feet in the store, you know, get eyes on the product, and just like keep pushing, you know?
Yeah, it's really just about bringing everyone together. You know, I would definitely say our events are probably one of the strongest, like, aspects of the business for sure. But Yeah, it's sorry, man.
No, you're good. I'll add on to that. So what would you guys say? Which event would y'all say was your biggest turnout out of all the ones you did? I mean, I know your grand opening was crazy, bro. Like
that one for sure.
Grand opening was definitely the relaunch. I mean, we probably had not as many people at the relaunch, but we probably had 500 to 700 people come throughout the night. I mean, the grand opening was probably like 1,000 to 1,500 people throughout the night.
Dude.
It was that was just crazy chaos. I mean, I was running around.
Were y'all making a lot of money that night too?
So and that's the thing. Like, so the grand opening, we made a lot of money. We made more money than the relaunch. But that's because no one's seen the store before. No one's really seen the type of inventory we had. And with the relaunch, people were familiar with the store, but it kind of turned into like a community block party where all of our supporters, all the people that have been holding us down just came out, kicked it. And that's kind of what we wanted, man. We wanted to get that community aspect back on the table, you know, because we kind of lost it for a minute with a rebrand. You're going through a transition phase regardless.
Sure,
you got to get people to believe in what you're doing again. So, I mean, that was kind of our mindset. Like, yo, let's just throw a party, dude. Like, throw a party. I don't care who buys anything. If they fuck with us, they fuck with us. If not, it's all good.
It's hard to not fuck with a party, bro. That's for
man.
sure. And so, one thing that I can definitely relate to you guys on that was the whole rebranding thing. You know, as everyone knows who listens to the pod, me and the boys, we all let go of the brand recently and just kind of so we could focus all our energy onto what's working. And, you know, if you guys don't mind, I'd love to touch on, you know, why y'all stepped away from Archives and the new name Collect, which I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I like the new name more.
I think you're not the first one.
I think there's going to be some people that might feel the opposite way, but I'll tell you what, I like it a lot more, and I think it's because you can hear that it goes more with what you guys are doing.
100%.
Archives, there's so many different ways to, and when I think Archives, I almost think about like shit that, like, I think about archive posts. That's what I think immediately. I think about like something that you didn't really want to delete, but you want to put it away.
Yeah.
Whereas Collect, you're like, I'm thinking like, okay, this is shit I want to display.
I'm
keeping this shit. Yeah, exactly. And I like how y'all kept the K too. I think that's really unique. So, let's just start from square one. Like, you know, what happened to Archives?
No,
I'll go. So piggybacking off of what, that's why with all this, especially in the first year of opening a business, like, things are going to come and go so quick. So literally, like, we were just talking about, like, our busiest time as a store with the Jaguars and the weekend leading into the Tennessee Titan game, like, back-to-back that Friday and Saturday was crazy. We're going to the game. We went to the game that night at midnight. Our original account, Archives Jax, got shut down, like deactivated. And that came from a cease and desist directly from the NFL.
This is Instagram account.
Correct. Yeah. Our Instagram account. And in our business, like, you know, Instagram is everything. It's transparently driving 90% of the traffic to your store, to your online site, like whatever you're doing as a brand. Like, Instagram is by far in the age that we're in right now the strongest tool for sure. So to have that shut down and have that channel of communication to our current customers, potential customers, you know, just growing as a whole, it was everything, you know. So to lose that, and that's kind of falls on us too, you know, like, we kind of put too many eggs in one basket. We
were playing with fire.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, for sure. So,
how so?
So what happened was, we, you know, just like a lot of other brands and stores or whatever, during that time, we were definitely trying to capitalize on the rush for Jaguar stuff. So along with our vintage, we were making a couple proprietary designs as well. And we made, it was specifically a Dewey. It was always the Jag, like a bootleg kind of spoof tee. And that was the one that triggered, that was the tee that triggered everything.
Which one was it? I'm sorry.
It was an Andrew Wingard tee, and it said it was always the Jags.
Yeah.
I remember, yep.
Because pretty much, like, during that time too, the Jags actually like trademarked that phrase. So that's kind of what triggered the full sweep.
Yeah, we put it in production 2 days before the actual trademark, but we didn't start selling it till after. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, so we kind of got hit with the wrath. We got the email, and we're just like, oh shit. Cause
I remember for a while, y'all had no idea what happened. You just knew that your account got deleted.
Yeah, because like sometimes in our industry, like, in the fashion industry as a whole, like, a cease and desist is almost like a badge of honor that, like, these higher ups are like recognizing you and kind of seeing what you're doing. And we were like, oh shit, that's cool. And then our Instagram's gone, and we're like, oh fuck, that is not cool, like at all.
Not only that Instagram, but like the name Archives itself was flagged. Luckily, through one of his homies, we were able to speak, pretty much as close as you can to Instagram. Like there's always going to be layers, but we had an agent that was able to actually at least give us somewhat of an answer. So like the name itself, Archives, was pretty much flagged. So every new account, we had a backup account that we turned over to Archives, and that one got shut down. Like we literally lost 4 Instagram accounts in a month. So.
Yeah, I remember this, dude. And I kept refollowing each account, and then it get deleted. I'm like, but what's crazy is you guys would run it up to like 5K each time,
the
bro.
backup one we had, we ran up to almost 3K in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, like we might be okay. And then literally like a week later, that shit's gone. And we're like, bro. So that's where the whole rebrand thing came from, because we, like he said, Instagram is our main bridge to our customers, bro. Like that's our main way to get, it's the easiest way to view product that we're putting out. And it's the easiest way to interact with us from like a DM standpoint or a comment standpoint or like reply to story standpoint. It's just the easiest way to run an online business through. So
you're moving inventory through it. I mean, there's people that message us that they want to sell to us, or people will reply right away when we post product, like, hey, I want to get that. And there's some stuff that, people will just send Venmo for early and like just come get it when they can come get it. So none of that would be possible without having a strong Instagram for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. I mean, that's hectic. And I kind of knew that was the reason y'all rebranded, because you could see just from the outside that Instagram was clearly not rocking with y'all. And it was just like, it seemed like hate, but please explain to me what a cease and desist is. I do know what it is. I've seen a ton of brands get it before, but I want to know about this process. What exactly are they telling you to do?
So they own basically the trademark, the rights, the license to, any type of imagery or, phrases or anything that you're putting on text, too, logos for sure. So I mean, we played
with fire, for sure. We'll be the first to admit it. We definitely did.
On the forefront of that.
We knew what was going on.
For sure. And back against the wall, luckily, and thankfully through the community, we were able to respond and bounce back. So, but basically, they're ceasing whatever product that you're infringing on, that you're putting out, and if you don't stop it, they can sue you and come for not only like the product that you moved or the value of whatever that was, but for imitating their brand or their likeness, like the damages, quote unquote, that can come from that. So it's nothing to play with. We'll be the first. Like, please use us as an example. If anything, we will be the first to be honest and transparent. And that's been our kind of approach with all of it. Is we want to be open with this stuff. We want people to know like why it's Collect Now and not Archives, and that I think it just adds to the story.
So. 100%.
And you got to put your L's out there just as much as your dubs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And we took a fat L, especially at the time that it happened. We were fresh off a playoff victory. I mean, the busiest week we have ever had at the store. We ran up crazy numbers, and then just like that, it's gone. Literally, it's gone. And people think we shut down. People think we were done, like everything. So, I mean, it was just a huge lesson. And, I mean, as a small business owner, I mean, you're going to take L's, man. You're definitely going to take L's. But be transparent with your L's. I want everybody to know that we fucked up, but there's ways to bounce back. If you're consistent and you believe in what you're doing, you'll always be able to bounce back.
100%, dude. Yeah. I love that, man. It kind of sucked to see it all happen when it happened, but it's so cool to see. I love, like I already said this before, but I love the name, but I love the rebranding so much more. The logo is just, it's crisp.
Yeah.
Was that a Devin Carvajal joint?
Definitely. My dog, Devin.
I was about to say, because that's
my dog.
I've seen him use some of the same effects with the Jaguars shit too. So shout out Devin Carvajal. That's obviously the Jacksonville Jaguars social media graphic designer. Yeah. He's a stud, dude. He's been on the pod before, and obviously you're wearing the Carvajal tee. So sick,
we actually
bro.
Got something for you though, bro.
Oh, no way. Boys. Yeah, show that to the camera real quick, dude. The fresh cop, bro. I love it, man.
Carvajal,
and I love how you put his logo on the front too.
That's
love
all
it,
him,
dude.
Yeah,
man, you guys are the shit, bro. It's a large.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys are the shit,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
You guys are the absolute shit. I fuck with y'all boys, man.
I got you, bro.
So touching on what you were saying with archives and shit, it's got to be so difficult to try to explain to the public why shit's going on, and like especially when you guys, I mean, you guys were so all in on archives. Y'all got it tatted on you, I'm pretty sure. And so it's like, I mean, so we're sitting here. It's like you guys are thinking this is going on forever. You're posting like this is going on forever. You're posting like this is us. This is who we are. If archives goes, we go type shit. And then boom, like that. Like how hard of a decision was it to make? How hard of a decision was it for you guys to say, all right, we have to step away from this name?
Oh, dude, I got this. This is actually hilarious. Dude, we literally, it probably took us from the time when this all happened, which was probably like what, February? No, like January.
We lost the first account.
We lost the first account in
Of this year.
Of this year.
Okay.
So it happened in January. From January to about late March, we just couldn't let go of archives. Like we were like stuck on the name. Like nothing is ever going to compare. Nothing is going to be the same. We would have meetings once a week with me, him, and Hootie. Shout out to Hootie. Hootie is now officially part of the fam at Collect. He is part owner of Collect.
Oh, I love
Hootie
that.
Shepherd. Shout out Hootie. But we would have meetings once a week, literally once a week, trying to come up with names, trying to brainstorm how to launch the rebrand, all of this. And we would throw names out there and just be like, nah, it doesn't stick like archives, man. It doesn't stick like archives. And then literally like we started giving ourselves like deadlines, be like, yo, we got to get something out by like this time, or like we're not fucking doing it. Like we might have to shut down the store type shit. Like we got to get the name now. And like randomly 2 days before I had this like set deadline for everybody that I was like trying to hold everybody accountable to, I was going through, what was I going through? I think I was going through Pinterest, and I was just like, just seeing all these things about collections. And I'm like, what about Collect? And we're all like, I don't know, man. Like we were still like kind of weary about it. We were like, I don't know. But yeah, we ran with it. The deadline was coming, so we were like, fuck it, we're gonna run with Collect. And I mean, now that we're what, 3 months removed from actually rebranding, like I'm almost to the point where I like it more than archives now too. Like it sticks so much better.
At the relaunch event, we had a lot of people tell us that they like that name better.
I do. I like that y'all did the K as well. Whose idea was that? Your ideas too?
It's both of ours. Yeah,
both of our names start with K.
Because archives also, it had that K in it, and it was just kind of like a little staple piece. I don't know. I like the rebranding a lot more.
I appreciate that.
And I'm always using that. I don't know what it is, like the worldwide symbol or the globe logo, whatever. I always use that in my posts as well. I love that logo. When I remember, I like how you guys did the thing where you could vote on what the logo was. So you actually let the people choose what your logo was. You were on Instagram and you like put up all these different examples. Tell me a little bit about that.
So Devin actually reached out to us, and we're super, super thankful to be able to be working with him, because he's a lot of the things that you guys like, the branding, the logos, the way the flyers look, all that part, that's all him. That's 100% him.
Wow. Okay.
I send a little email of like, basically what needs to be on it, and just let him ride, however he's feeling. So, he put together like, a pack of 5 different logo options for us to choose on. And honestly, like I was talking with him, and he was like, they all can kind of live under like one umbrella, so, we thought it would be cool and creative, and just our way of giving back to the community, and they've had our backs through all of this, 100%. And without that, we probably wouldn't even be sitting here, having this conversation right now.
Yeah.
So we wanted to, let's let this be like a project that's always growing through the community and making sure everyone's involved. And we just thought it would be a cool way to just keep everyone involved. And we let them choose on 5 different logos, and one was chosen, and we just we use all of them. Our profile picture is like an inflated version of one logo asset, and
bro, love that logo. That shit is so cool. And Devin is a absolute legend with that shit, bro.
He's a monster.
Like
man.
just how he can make. I mean, you always look at the Jaguars social posts, and the Jaguars Instagram is
top tier,
A1,
bro.
Top
It's
tier,
got to be
A1.
one of the best in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's like, and just how he makes some of the posts, and just the plays he does with you know, I mean, if it's Valentine's Day, bro, that boy going crazy, man, making all the Valentine's Day cards for each player. I mean, it's just little things like that. He really goes crazy for.
And
man.
Not to mention, he's a stand-up guy, like one of the best dudes
100%.
ever. Believed in us from day one. Literally was one of our first customers that like really just came in and just shot the shit with us. Just kicked it with us, like talked to us, like hung out with us. Also bought some merch and stuff and was interested in what we were offering. So like it was an easy conversation starter. But I mean, he's just a great guy, and he's so easy to work with, and
so easy.
It's easy to work with somebody that not only believes in you, but you believe in what they do. So like, there's no questions asked. When we got something for like when we were pushing something towards Devin, we're like, oh, he's gonna knock it out of the park type shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's no worries. And I mean, and he knows that we have the like, especially for like the collab T-shirts that we did. He knows like us, like him and us coming together for a collab T-shirt would probably do well considering the circumstances of a relaunch event and the two brands kind of colliding, you know?
100%, dude. And yeah, man, just touch on that. Devin's a fucking legend.
Yeah,
bro.
He's a great guy.
I don't understand how he does all the things he does. Yeah. Like you see, you know, you'll see him. He's obviously full time making these posts for the Jags. Which I'll tell y'all one thing. I'm saying people hit me up all the time, bro. They're like, hey man, how'd you get this social post looking like this? How'd you get like whatever, all this stuff? And you know, people don't realize it takes me like a fucking hour, 2 hours to make just one of these like cool looking social posts.
We used to be on Canva for like 30 minutes
early
plus
days.
Trying to cook up shit in the early days, bro. And I would think I would like
tea on Canva.
I'm like, yo, I think I'm cooking up something crazy. And then I'm looking at Devin shit, I'm like, god damn.
I know, dude. Like how the fuck do you make that? And it's so cool to look at a guy like that where he puts out so much content for the Jags. Yeah. And he's obviously you see the dude on social media, he's always at the stadium, he's always working with them doing stuff. But then you see him, he's also got time on his, I don't even know if people follow his like his graphic design personal page where he's posting like heat graphics, he's posting like little side graphics of like Trevor and stuff and all these things, and you're like, dude, what? And then he comes and works with guys like y'all. Yeah. And then he goes and does the you know, his own business where
DJs, bro.
I was about to say he's also a fucking
he's a
DJ.
Fucking DJ. And literally like one of the busiest bars in Jacksonville.
Exactly. And then
I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, do you have a calendar, bro?
Dude, it's crazy. That dude's got to have like a set person to just like go over his schedule with him every day. He is a legend. He's a hustler, bro.
He's about his business. Exactly. Yeah, he's a hustler.
Gotta love him, man. You can't hate on a dude like that. And I'd love to see him crushing it. I'd love to see him doing well. But yeah, man, we should be getting him on for a part 2 here soon. Hopefully, you know, hush, little secret time, man. Y'all
shout out Devin Carvalho, man.
Dude, he's a legend, bro. So, but let's get back into collect, man. So, one last thing on this transition process, man. How difficult is that delivery? Like, how do you form the perfect delivery to explain to people, like, hey, we're switching?
Honesty.
Yeah,
straight
transparency.
Up, honesty.
Yeah,
and being sincere about literally fucking up. And like being true, like, hey, we fucked up, but we're still here, you know. And we
just putting yourself out there for real.
Yeah,
like, we had to make a little video to do it, and as you can see, I don't do well with cameras and stuff all the time. So,
dude, you're crushing it, bro. No, dude, I didn't even know that.
He's behind the camera.
Yeah, for sure.
So for anybody who doesn't know what Keegan does within our business, he is basically our brand director. He's the creative director of everything within our socials and pushing the marketing on that aspect. He's a numbers guy, so he's looking at all the analytics of our data for our socials and for our website. He's handling all of our back end stuff, QuickBooks, shit like that. So he's the yin to my yang, because I hate shit like that. Well, I don't hate it, but like that is not my forte at all.
Word.
Like, I'm more about like putting myself out there and marketing, and like
that's why like it's literally the perfect partnership. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything I love to do that he doesn't like, he loves to do, and you know the thing. Yeah. It just
hell yeah, man.
You need that. You know,
not to mention this is like my best friend of like 15 years.
I was gonna ask how you guys met, dude. That's so cool. I mean, so you guys, was this, how long of a dream was this, or how, not a dream, but how long of were you guys kind of cooking this up before it actually happened?
I'll let him tell you.
It's crazy. Like, so we went to high school together. We had a Spanish class our sophomore year.
Miss Valletta.
And it was funny because I had got my like first like smartphone. Everyone was getting. It wasn't an iPhone, but we would pull up Brandon Jennings videos in the back of the Spanish class and
Brandon Jennings was my favorite NBA player like ever. By the way, ever.
Oh, that's
ever.
hilarious.
I wore his shoes. I was number 3 in high school because of him, like, and college. Yeah, I love Brandon Jennings. Random fact about me. I fucking love Brandon Jennings.
But and just watching the hoop mixtapes and shit. John Wall, like, he had a crazy one too. But no, and then I actually we started at Mandarin. I actually moved over to Atlantic Coast my junior year because it opened up and it was right across the street. So it was like a no-brainer. But we actually reconnected later on because I was finishing a web development boot camp with UCF, and he's been doing his vintage for all that time being, and
we were still tight throughout this
no, for sure.
We didn't like reconnect.
Okay, no, we were still beef. I see.
Yeah.
All right, word.
Yeah, no, we went out to LA, had my 25th birthday with him. We talk about that all the time. Shout out
Devo.
Autumn loves that
and
story.
shout out Devo.
And Bo.
And Bo, and Bo.
No, that was a good time. But no, yeah. We've always been tight. We've always been connected. But what really tapped us back into all this, though, is I was finishing my web development boot camp, and he was doing his vintage. And Jamal Agnew, this was going into training camp last year.
So probably like March of like 2022. Yeah, March of 2022.
So he wore that starter, like band logo starter jacket to like training camp where everyone was reporting, and people kept asking like, where can I get that jacket? Where can I get the jacket? And he responded with like a video of like, I have this huge collection of Jaguar stuff, blah, blah, blah. And if you guys are really, really interested, like I can, start selling it to people. And I hit him. I was like, yo, like I just finished my boot camp. I was like, bro, I could build you a website in like, a day, like whatever.
Well, almost said 5 minutes.
No, that one was easy. But no, so we built the Duval Classics website, and we were doing like little like micro drops of just straight vintage pieces. I'll be honest, like I didn't even really know much about it at the time. I just knew, I could make a site that people would be able to easily access it. And so we'd start off doing like 24, 36 pieces or whatever, like small drops every couple of weeks. And the first one sold out in like less than an hour. And then the second one sold out in like 30 minutes. And then I actually flew, when he was still living in Charlotte, I flew to Charlotte and we put together like the third one. And that one, we launched it, went live, and like he went downstairs or something and came back up and was like, yo, like, we just sold out.
Bro, it was like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It was literally like 12 minutes that we sold out our last final drop. And we're like, all right, there's a fucking demand here. Yeah. Because like so when he's talking about that tweet, the tweet blew up. The one that I sent, like it literally had like probably like 700, almost like close to 1,000 likes. Just the tweet of like saying, hey, I got all this shit. So then I went back after the response to that specific tweet, and I made a video on my personal Twitter and was like, hey, like, if you guys are serious about buying this stuff, I will launch a website next week for it. And then I tagged like, I don't know if you're familiar with like Dilla on Jag's Twitter. He's a huge Jag's Twitter guy, and he retweeted it, and it just went crazy. So that's kind of where it all started. Shout out to Dilla. He probably doesn't
and
know
Jag's Twitter.
Jag's Twitter's crazy. It's crazy.
So you guys are doing all this. You guys are running with Duval Classics. How long did this go on before you guys came up with Archives?
Well, after that drop, he went back home, and we were just trying to cook up another drop or doing something. We were talking about the website or something, and we were just like chatting about it. And he was like, "Yo, what if like we were just shooting the shit, like not being serious at all?" He's like, "Yo, what if
we were on Apex playing?"
Yeah, we were playing Apex. Yeah, we were playing Apex. We were playing
Let's
Apex.
Go.
Yeah, we were playing Apex. And he's like, "Yo, like, what if we got a store? Like, did you want to do that at some point in your life?" And I'm like, shit, I mean, I've always been open to it. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. Next couple of days, this dude's like sending me like open leases in Jacksonville and shit. And I'm in Charlotte.
Funny story.
I'm
about
in Charlotte,
that.
and he's in Orlando, and he's sending me open leases. I'm like, bro, we don't even fucking live there right now.
I know. I was living in Orlando at the time, but funny story about all that is my best friend Malk Jacks, he had an embroidery shop on Main Street, North and Main. And that was one of the places, like, I reached out to, like, a leasing, the leasing company or whatever, and they showed me one of the places that he just left his building. But it was just crazy. Like he had that building for like 25 years, and they're trying to send me that to like as an option to
that's hilarious.
to lease out, and it's like, bro, like no, not even
Can't do
not
it.
a chance.
That's so funny, bro. So you come across the spot that you guys are at now. Was this a difficult? I mean, dude, I can only imagine. I mean, my business was so expensive just to get, you know, the e-commerce side of it and all this stuff. And like, luckily you've got the web developer on your fucking team.
Thank
so
God,
I had to, you know, teach myself all how to do all that shit. And it was honestly, dude, let me give you your flowers, because that shit is a fucking
tough.
mission,
Yeah,
bro. Full-time job just to edit your own website. And it's like,
100%.
dude, I'd get pissed when I got to make a new drop. I'm like, damn, I got to put 10 new items on here. I'm like, how the
Dude, that's
fuck?
the hardest shit right now to like keep our like. I mean, we do it, but it's a lot of tedious work to get items on your website. And if anybody has a website, they know. There's no way they're like, oh, that's easy.
And with you
that's
guys,
cake.
it's even more difficult because, I mean, for these shirts, obviously, it's not that difficult because you've got so many of them. So you post one and you can sell so many.
Exactly.
But with the vintage,
it's one of ones.
one of one.
Yeah.
So you post it, and then as soon as someone buys it, you got to take it right back down.
Yeah.
So all those pictures you took, everything you
We
took,
just keep
is
that
up.
shit up there and just say sold out. Like, I don't got the time to
Oh,
go back and
word.
delete that
Okay.
shit. Yeah, so we just pushed all the sold out stuff to the back. Pretty
Got
much.
you. Okay, cool.
And that way people can. I kind of like going back and looking and seeing like what we used to have. Like, damn, we used to have some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, we really had
It
some
also
pieces.
like a little trick. It also helps your SEO on their website because you're pretty much indexing it and you're adding different keywords. So the more, you know, vintage Jaguar band logo 1993, like we have 100 of those tees online. Like if anyone searches that, you know, our website usually is.
This is why I keep them around.
I was gonna say, dude, this is facts right here, bro. Anyone that's got a business or a brand that's watching this, you need to be having the notepad ready, bro. Because it's so cool to watch you guys recover so much or so quickly from a transition like that. One question I wanted to ask before we get moving on from how you guys got archives and shit popping was, dude, how was it getting the funds for this? Like, what is that process like? I mean, are you guys both working like full-time jobs and you're saving or something, or is it like you look for someone to invest in y'all, or like how does this work?
So I was a store manager at T-Mobile at the time, and I just kind of felt like I hit my ceiling, and I was ready. The way all this kind of just like happened when it did was just
like meant to be.
Yeah, it was
shit,
crazy, you know, and like even little stuff we would every time we check our phone or something. Not every time, but like, you know. We check our phone at 9:04 in the morning and 9:04 p.m. every single night or day or. And
it was signs.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's the universe right there, bro.
But no, so basically, it's, you know, he had connections to funding, and I was able to take what he was doing on eBay and the vintage markets, and what he was doing is like, you know, just up and coming reseller and build like a retail brand like aspect to it. Because I had been, you know, in retail for 7 years at that point, and all the way up to management and whatever. Like I just,
man.
Yeah. Like you have to be a customer of your own place first. You know what I'm saying? So I just knew like if I walked into a store, especially Jacksonville native, born and raised, like lived most of my life here, like I know kind of the things that I want to see. So, and our tastes and everything that he likes, I like, and pretty much, so it all feeds into each other. It's not any, you know, one person that's doing.
Yeah, but with the whole process as a whole. So one of my friends, this is my college teammate that I played college basketball with. His name's Jamil Warney. He plays ball over in South Korea. He's like 3-time MVP over there. It's like the A-League. He's killing it. He's the man. And it's like my brother. That's my brother for life, you know?
Yeah.
And once these conversations started coming up about opening a store potentially, I reached out to him because, I mean, he's doing pretty damn good for himself. Like, pretty.
I
damn
can only
good.
imagine, bro.
Yeah, so I reached out to him and be like, "Hey, bro, would you be interested in like putting stake in to help me open a store?" And he's like, "Yeah, no questions asked." Sent me the money literally 2 days later.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Dude,
I mean that's
crazy.
just because he believes in me. He knows
for sure.
He's seen me work. Like it was a different type of work. That was on some hooping shit. But like this, I mean, he knows my work ethic is gonna apply to something if it's mine. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's mine, because I've done the whole corporate gig. I've done all that, like fresh out of school. That shit ain't for me.
Yeah, we dive deep into all that, by the way.
about
So
that,
if you guys are all curious about what Cam was doing before archives and stuff, we talk about that a lot in the part one with you. But continue. I'm sorry.
Yep. Nah, you're good. And then my sister is a partner at Ernst & Young. which is what is Ernst & Young, like a consulting firm?
Yeah, she has a bunch of Fortune 500.
Clients, yeah. So
Nice.
she's high. She's like partner there, so she's doing really well for herself too. And I just reached out to her and said the same thing. Now we weren't just reaching out like willy nilly, like send me money. I'm trying to open a store. Keegan literally put together a 26-page deck of what like projections would look. I mean, he can explain it, but he put together a deck.
No, yeah, that was where I was trying to get at earlier. I got off track, but yeah, I was able to take essentially.
It's very easy to get off track. We're all like chiming in and shit.
What he was doing, and then what I know from a retail standpoint, and just put the two together, put it down on paper, take what he was making, and take project pretty much where we think things could go. And what was crazy though is we undershot ourselves by a lot. a lot.
Really?
So, no, definitely, but no, like that's pretty much how we secured the capital to get things going. Is we had two people that believed in us, and we were able to bring them something that they believed in as well, and they believe in us as people. So,
and my sister's been able to see it firsthand on 2 occasions. She was at the grand opening, and I mean, she was so proud of me, like she almost cried, type shit. Like she was like, "Holy shit! Like this is for real." But she also knows that her investment is in good hands. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And then she was also at the relaunch event, so she saw that as well, and she's like, "Damn, y'all bounced back from that, and y'all are still fucking good." Like,
yeah.
So I mean, she's my oldest, she's my big sister. Like I look up to her, especially from like a business standpoint, because she is so accomplished. I mean, she has a beachfront house in the Cayman Islands. Like,
oh, come on.
Like she's chilling, dude.
Yeah.
She's chilling.
Shout out to her, bro.
Yeah, she's chilling. But she just inspires me so much, and like I go to her, like we still talk. We have monthly meetings with her to this day. She consults us. Like she consults
that's awesome.
us. Yeah,
that's really cool.
And when we were going through the rebrand, she sat down with us and helped us come up with a game plan and benchmarks of where we need to be by what time and like how to attack this whole thing. And I'm like, after that conversation with her, me and him both came out of that like, yo, we're fucking good.
Yeah.
Like,
that was that
good.
like
that was the game changer
the
conversation.
If there was we believe in ourselves and we believe in what we're doing. Number one, like you have to, but that was everyone needs a little bit of affirmation from the right person, and she definitely she's helped us tremendously through through it all, and
for sure
told us we were good, and you do have to tighten up in some areas for sure. So
would you guys let's just say God comes down, he's got a magic wand, he says you can take back making those, it was always the Jaguars tees or whatever.
Yeah,
you can take that back, keep your name, keep running, don't worry about the cease and desist, continue with that, or not, you know what I mean? Which one are y'all going with?
Part of me wants to say no, I wouldn't make those t-shirts, but the other part of me is like, damn, we learned so much and we bounced back crazy. We showed our resiliency. We showed what we're capable of with our backs against the wall. And I mean, I wouldn't trade that for the world. I mean, I know for a fact now that anything can happen to us now and we still be straight.
That was like the blessing with it all though, is, it happened 7-8 months down the road. And I would 1000% rather go through that 8 months down the road than, be way further and have to recoup. Yeah. So,
and I'll tell you what, I mean, I hate that happened to you guys, but I like from a branding perspective, looking at what you guys are doing now, it's like money, bro. It looks so cool.
That,
and it's the last episode we had on here, it was another clothing brand owner. It was actually 2 episodes ago, my bad. It was a clothing brand owner. He was talking about just how like failures are low key the biggest wins, because it's like that's when you learn, like, I mean, all the shit that people talk about on podcasts, all the knowledge you guys bring to the table here, and all the knowledge you guys bring to the table at Collect and stuff. It's like that's all through low key, like small failures, And if you're able to bounce back from something, not only is it showing your resilience, but it's also kind of motivating your followers and the people that are fucking with you as well.
I mean, you take those type of situations and those scenarios when you are taking L's and you apply it to anything in life, right? Like, so like take sports. Like I grew up playing basketball, I played college ball. Like the worst games you have, you learn way more from than your best games. You're going to focus way more on that film. You're going to focus on where you fucked up and really try to hone in on not making those same mistakes again. So it's kind of, I mean, the same mindset applies to what we went through. And I mean, from a standpoint in which resiliency like showed through, I mean, there was no doubt. Like, I mean, there was moments where we were stressed out and like like what the fuck, like we got to like bounce back quick. But we never had doubt that we wouldn't be able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And so I'm like, L's are so important in business, dude. Like they are so important, and like we'll never be. I'll never from that situation alone. I will never be the person to sit here and not post my L's anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like see on social media, everybody posts their dubs or their come ups or whatever. Like they're flexing or whatever. Like that's cool. I mean, I do it sometimes too. Don't get me wrong. Like
100%. We all
everybody's gonna flex at some point.
It's a highlight reel.
Yeah, 100%. It's a highlight reel, exactly. But the L's that you post are gonna help way more people than that damn highlight reel that you posted.
100%,
Yeah.
bro. 1000%. And I love how you guys are able to come on here and just be so honest about this shit, because so many people would try to run from the truth and try to just mask it and make it seem. I mean, dude, you see brand owners in this city who have things go down and they move, and you can basically kind of read between the lines of what's happening and what's going on, but then they still want to hop on and say, oh no, it was this, oh no, it was that. And especially, it's very, very tricky in the vintage game, like with what you guys are doing, because technically you kind of are selling, different.
Yeah, well, the vintage pieces are not a problem at all, because those are actually licensed official pieces, in which you're basically they've already sold in a store which the store had a license to. So we're just secondhand selling it. It's kind of like an eBay or anything. Like someone, like there's people out there that have eBay brick and mortar stores. There are, like, they just have their whole inventory in like a warehouse or something, and they call it a store. So that's technically what we are, but we dress it up as a boutique, so we make it like an actual like fashion boutique store.
What's one of y'all's favorite parts of the store itself? Like, I mean, I'm sure there's obviously, the gear and the things you guys are putting out is sick, but I'm sure there's little aspects that you guys have to put a lot of time into, or you kind of like put your little special touch on. Yeah. What's a piece out of the store from both of you guys that kind of stands out and just kind of...
One of my personal favorites right now is this dude like taped out a free throw line like on a basketball court and painted on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
So
shout out to Pinterest, man. I get all my ideas from Pinterest, bro.
Right in front of our...
Even our Instagram posts are from Pinterest. Like, some of them. Like, I'll get the idea and I'll kind of, like, put my own twist on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Bro, if you are pushing social media and you're trying to get creative within your post to kind of separate yourself, use Pinterest, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Pinterest is a great tool, bro. People sleep.
But yeah, I mean, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I made a little makeshift basketball court
right
next to the mirror. But yeah, I taped that bitch out, painted it. I would say my favorite is probably, the Duval Classics. I'm born and I'm repping it right now. I'm Duval County through and through.
You had it on part one too.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I had season tickets since I was 8 years old until I went to college, and now being back in the city, I think I missed 1 or 2 home games last year.
Yeah,
went through the whole playoff run. I'm a diehard fan. I can probably name you all the rosters from 2002 to fucking 2000 and now.
100%, dude.
So yeah, the Duval Classic stuff is cool. Like, and just coming across some of the shit from back then. Like, I wasn't even gonna bring this up, but we literally had this old dude reach out to us. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? Probably.
Oh yeah, no, this is crazy. You should definitely talk about it.
Yeah,
he originally emailed, like his wife actually originally emailed me a couple pictures and was like, "Hey, I saw you guys on the news. Do you guys buy old Jags like memorabilia?" And we were like, "Yeah, of course." So she sent me a couple pictures and we were just like blown out of our mind. And she was like, "This isn't even like half any of it. Like I can't even put into pictures how many like pieces we're talking about here." So she came through the first time. And
she probably brought like, I would say like 25 like clothing pieces, so jackets, sweatshirts, t-shirts, like 1 or 2 hats, and they were all like band logo, 93, 94, Nutmeg, Salem, Apex, Pro Player, shit like that.
Yeah.
But literally all like band logo shit, and I'm like, okay, we got a fucking winner here. So we bought all that. So that's like 25 pieces, and then she's like, all the other stuff, I'm going to have to get my husband to get his pickup truck. And we're like, perfectly fine. Like, I'm perfectly cool with that. Like, whatever works for you, dear. Like, I swear, I need it. I need it, but like, whatever works for you. So her husband actually ended up calling me last week and was like, hey, because he actually lived in Ocala. He didn't even live in Jacksonville. And he's like, I'm going to be there. My wife has a doctor's appointment at Shands that weekend. Is it okay if we come and bring that stuff by? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So he pulls up yesterday, And we made a reel on our Instagram about this. So if you want reference to what I'm talking about, go check out that reel. But he pulls up and his pickup truck is absolutely full with plastic totes and boxes of vintage Jaguar shit. Like anything that you can imagine. There's fucking window blinds, shower curtains.
What?
Bro, golf caddies, like everything and anything. Like probably 20 like band logo snapback starter, the game, Apex. Like,
dude, what?
Bro, yes, bro. And like anything under the sun that you can put promotional marketing on, they had like
a
it was
10-foot Budweiser band logo,
like that was in a bar.
Vinyl.
Like it was in a bar. Like it was tied up in a bar.
What,
bro?
Dude, that is insane.
Anything and everything, man. I mean, there was like traditional, like real Rydell game helmets, band logo shit, like everything. Dude.
So before, obviously, you guys are at a level now to where people are going to be reaching out to you guys to buy stuff because they know you guys are the plug for it. They know that you guys also do your thing. But before all this was going on, and I mean, Cam, I'm sure you can definitely speak on this, like those early vintage days, bro.
Finding those T-shirts at $20, man.
That's what I'm saying. How did you go about finding those good pieces that you can also then go and make money off of?
So I'll start with the Jaguar stuff. So the Jaguar stuff, I mean, like I was paying up for most of them, like because I didn't live in Jacksonville at the time. I lived in when I first started. I lived in the DC area, so like the DMV. I lived in Arlington, Virginia, right out like 10 minutes outside of DC.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I started. And I would just pay up for pieces, and then I moved to Charlotte, and just being involved in the community out there, everybody knew that I loved the Jaguars and I fucked with the Jaguars, and anybody that had Jaguar shit, I was buying 100%. So when I would do markets, they have this huge ass market out there. It's called the Vintage Charlotte Market or Charlotte Vintage Market. I don't remember, but it has like 150 vendors every single time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do in Jacksonville at some point, by the way.
That's sick.
But that's going to take some work and a good venue. But yeah, but I would go around to every single one of the vendors and be like, you got Jag stuff, you got Jag stuff, you got any Jacksonville Jaguar stuff, you got any Jacksonville Jaguar stuff. And I would literally buy everything. I didn't care what the price was. I would buy it. And I stocked up probably to the point where I had probably 200, 300 pieces within like a 5-month span. Yeah. I was a hardcore, like avid collector. Like
that's
no
crazy,
one's touching my, like it was my personals at that point. I was like, no one's touching my personals. I want every single piece possibly that was ever made. Like that was my mindset at that time. But then we got into the thing with Jamal Agnew, and then my mindset changed a little bit, where I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with 300 Jaguar pieces? I'm not going to, dude, I could have a different outfit every day of the year.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, my mindset needs to change a little bit. Now, dude, honestly, I can probably say to this point, I probably only keep one personal Jaguars piece in rotation. Like this is the only Jaguars t-shirt I actually like wear right now.
Wow.
So what I'll do, I'll wear them like probably 4 or 5 times, and then I'll just sell them.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're getting our hands on so much of it, and like I'd rather it go to the community than
you'll come across a piece you like just as much as that one. Anyway,
and
dude.
I'm like, I'd rather it go to the community, someone who appreciates it more. Like for me, I see it more than the average human being. You know what I'm saying? So when they see it and they get the excitement, they're like, dude, I copped this like dope ass Jaguar shirt from Collect or whatever. There's a different level of excitement for me. I still get excited. Like I was shaking when I was going through all that shit yesterday, but it was because I was seeing so much shit I've never seen before, So when it came to my mindset changing, I was like, I want to give it to people that would appreciate it more. Simple as that.
Yeah, and you probably want to also get into different kinds of vintage as well. It's you don't want to be just Jags. You want to be branching. I mean, to be honest, bro, I think it's so funny when people put themselves in a box. That shit. It's like you could be selling like anything, old Supreme or old not Supreme, but old designer shit, like any designer shit. There's so many different lanes you can go with the vintage thing. So it's like the fact that you guys are so versatile. You got the sneakers in there too, bro. Yeah. It's like. Do you ever get people hitting y'all up and saying your prices are too high? Because I know that's a common thing that happens with vintage stuff. It's like people don't understand the value of certain things. It's like, dude, there was only like fucking 20 of these shirts made back in 95 or something.
Sometimes, I would honestly, I mean, there's been a couple like standout situations where people have brought that up, but it was more so like how they went about it, like how they brought it to us, that they didn't like our prices or whatever, but I mean, like you said, it's not like you can go print more of these pieces.
Yeah.
It's the demand, just the demand for Jag stuff is crazy. With obviously the success of the team, but I mean, just it's a staple for Jacksonville. It's their way. That was the first thing he told me when we were started working together. It's our way of representing Jacksonville. Not even if we're here. We could be wherever, and it's your way of representing your hometown. So that's kind of what the Jags are, and it's just crazy.
It is. Dude, this is for sure,
you're not just repping a football team when you're wearing Jag shit.
Oh no, 100%, 100%.
You're repping Duval County. I mean, that's why everybody says Duval, like all that shit. It's Duval County, and like I just think it's funny that like the outside world thinks that we were saying we just recently started saying Duval because of the Jaguars.
Yeah.
That's not the case. I've been saying people in this city have been saying Duval since I was in Pop Warner football. I remember playing at like Grand Park and Sweetwater, and like motherfuckers are in the crowd yelling Duval like when we're playing like out of town teams like Dr. Phillips and shit. I'm like, this shit has been around for ages, bro. Like this is nothing new. Like,
bro, I'd be a kid, bro. I remember being a kid and people would be screaming Duval and shit, dude. I mean, and people would be screaming it at Jags game stuff, but it was never like coined by the Jags. The Jags were never like, oh, this is our saying, and eventually they picked it up, which was the right thing to do.
It was definitely the right thing to do.
Yeah, man. And it's kind of, I can imagine being one of the other team's fans and just absolutely hating that phrase, because it's like, first off, most people don't even know what that is. Like, they don't realize it's a county. They just think, they're like, what the fuck is this?
Duval? It has nothing to do with Jacksonville.
Exactly. And but I mean, that's how we feel about like, some of these other ones like Skull and all these fucking stupid ass little. I mean, dude, I'd rather have Duval than any of those. That's for 100%.
Sure. Well, it's deep. It runs deeper in the city too. Like everybody, like Skull is specific to the Vikings.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just a Viking thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like Duval is Duval County. Like I remember playing high school basketball. We'd play Orange Park, or we would play like Nice or some shit. We're yelling Duval County because they're right over that motherfucking borderline. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all would say John's for sure.
So we would be out there just yelling Duval County at them.
Hell yeah, man.
Because they wish they could rep it.
For real, they can't.
No shots at Orange Park, by the way. I used to fuck with a lot of Orange Park people.
No, Orange Park is cool, bro. I mean, but it ain't Duval. That's for damn sure. But yeah, dude, I'm glad they took that name and ran with it, because I mean it does fit us really well, and it's kind of a cool thing to have for any kind of city or whatever. I like what you said though with the Vikings. It is so specific to them, and like Duval for us, it's like, I mean, you're screaming Duval, it's like you might not even be a Jags fan. Another thing, dude, I've never seen someone that looks bad in teal. I mean, you all boys pulled up wearing teal, man. I wear Jag shit all the time. Teal's a good fucking color, bro. I would hate to be a damn like, dude. Imagine being a fucck Pittsburgh Steelers fan, bro.
Hey, don't get that fan base coming after you.
Look, well, I'm gonna just say, dude, go Steelers, but bro, them colors, bro. It's hard to wear them colors on a fucking Tuesday, bro. You know what I'm saying, man?
Browns are terrible.
Browns, dude.
Yeah, Browns is the worst, dude.
Whoa, Browns are
brown.
bad.
Come on.
Yeah, bro. And dude, in their logo, it's like at least have a cool logo if you're gonna go with those colors, bro. It's like the football helmet. Like we gotta evolve, man. Let's get some shit happening in there. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people probably see this pod and think we're a Bengals pod, but it's all good, man. With the orange and black, but we know we're from Duval.
Yeah, you got the oranges, Florida oranges. Come on,
exactly. Now. Come on, for real. So, yeah, boys. Y'all want to get into my favorite segment of the podcast? Win of the week.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Let's get it. All right, boys. So this is win of the week for episode 64. For those who don't know what win of the week is, this is a segment where we shout out. This is a no free shout outs podcast. Yeah. So we do like to have this segment in each episode where we can shout out the cool things that have happened throughout the week. People that have been doing cool shit throughout the week. You can shout out yourself if you've done something dope. It's a free open canvas for whatever the fuck you want to say, man. So that. Lately I've been shouting out like certain things that have been happening. Like I shouted out waking up into the rain last week, like on a weekend, bro, waking up when it's raining and shit like that. Rain. Shout out to like the crushed little ice cubes, the tiny little ice, we'd be shouting out all the cool things, man. So if y'all boys want, I could start us off and we'll roll right into it. So my win of the week for episode 64 is my money coach. So I've been recently working with a money coach. Her name is Wesley. She is just very financially literate and just very smart with that shit, and makes it so much easier for me to understand money. So I've always kind of looked at money as like the enemy, where it's like, you kind of have to have money to survive and shit. But I've always kind of seen like, I've seen it as such a difficult thing to like make grow and make, be sustainable and whatever, especially with having a business and things like that. But through budgeting and just some knowledge and like just working with Wesley, bro, like I've just really been able to see money in a different light. And I feel like now I've got so much control over money, and now I see it as like a benefit. So it's been really cool to have that mindset change throughout this week where it's like, because I had that kind of realization on our last phone call we had, or our last Zoom call, and where she was just kind of like she kind of just turned money into like a different idea for me. You know what I mean? I see it as like now a benefit and something that I can use in my favor, and something that I can now, I don't see it as like something I gotta be scared of. It's like you don't gotta be scared of like, losing all your money or whatever if you just prepare for something to happen where so that's my shout out. That's my win of the week. Shout out to Wesley. She's been working with me. I love working with her. If you guys are looking for a money coach or anything like that, definitely I would say go to Wesley and hit her up. She's incredible. So one of y'all boys want to go next. Win of the week.
Win of the week. I'd probably have to say, we got our vendors, like the vendor spaces at the event that we're throwing next week are fully booked.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Full capacity,
Very difficult to do. We did the OG pop-up 2 years ago, and filling up those spaces, bro, it's like, it gets tough. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. So, it's good to know that we have, the interest, and we can provide a platform. One of my best friends, Kaylin, he'll be catering, and, free drinks for anyone 21 and over. And we have a full open bar with a bartending service, fourth quarter Quan, DJing the whole night. So
he's a legend. Would love to get him on the pod.
To finally like put the stamp on everything and get everything fully finalized for next week. That was definitely our win.
So let's drop those details real quick before we get into Cam's win of the week. So June 10th, the Night Gallery.
Yep.
Correct? That's the name?
Collector's Night Gallery.
Collector's Night Gallery. Yep. Okay, so tell me about this. This is the first
official.
First official.
Yes,
so let's talk about it. When's the time, by the way?
5 to 9.
5 to 9.
So it's creeping into the night. Starts like late afternoon, creeps into the night, but
allows you to have options.
But our idea, like I told you, our idea with it was to give have a bigger platform, because we can only throw so many events in our store, and like you said, we reach a capacity, a limit, a ceiling, so this was an opportunity for us to do it on a bigger scale. Get 30 vendors in one location, the Lark downtown, like historic downtown Jax, and then just kind of create a party off of vintage clothes and small businesses, free drinks, food, DJs, and just vibes. And the space, I don't know if you've ever been to the Lark, or if anybody out there has been to or that listens to the pod has been to the Lark, but the space is honestly perfect for what we're trying to do. It's an open canvas, floor to ceiling windows all throughout. You got like the train, the whatchamacallit, the rail system like going. The metro like running through it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like it's super cool, and it's like a DJ in that space is gonna like the audio in that space is gonna be pretty intense, because it's just so open. And full service bar. It literally has a bar that we're gonna have bartenders that serving the drinks.
Oh my god, dude, that's cool.
So
that's really nice.
We're gonna have a little lounge space set up in the corner. I'm not sure if the finals games align with the 10th, but if they are, I'm gonna bring a TV and be.
It's a Saturday, correct?
Yeah. I think it does.
So this episode is dropping. This will be available on Thursday for the people. So this is 2 days before that event.
Perfect.
So if y'all are listening to this episode right now, man, y'all need to be at that event. I'm gonna be at that event. Tons of people that have been on the OG Sessions pod are gonna be at that event too, popping up. So man, if you guys are trying to support local and just get out there and hang out with the community, man, definitely be there June 10th.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. That's the biggest thing.
You guys bringing out those heaters?
Oh, yeah. Dude, after the haul that I just had, bro, literally, I could bring out straight Jaguar shit and be perfectly fine.
Would you guys say that's your most popular item that gets sold in the store?
Oh, 100%. Okay. 100%, by far.
So, Cam, let's go ahead and dive into your win.
My win would be paying off my wife's student loan debt.
Oh, my gosh. That's awesome.
Recently, we just cashed out like I helped her pay a $9K debt. Yeah. So
Wow, bro.
well, we helped each other. It was both of our money. We kind of had this investment fund that we had, and it kind of built up to something. And
that's incredible.
Yeah,
dude.
we were able to pay off her student debt.
That's
for
a great win of the week, bro. Let's just
yeah.
good win of the week, brother. That is a strong win of the week.
No,
man.
she's excited. I'm excited because I mean that means that's I mean as my wife, we kind of our financials are tied together. So. That's less money coming out of her pockets every month, you know, so that's good. And I know she's happy about it. She's excited about it. That's less stress off her shoulders. But yeah, man, that was a big step for us. I was kind of like, damn, we really just did that. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, dude, I actually just paid off a debt myself. I was in, everyone that knows me, I was just going full-time pod for a while, bro, and that was like my only job. And so I, got into some credit card issues, just you get comfortable and honestly, I was just trying to get season 2 started for the pod, which cost a lot of money. And just after paying off all that debt, bro, it feels so good, man. It's dude. Like because every time you make a purchase, you're kind of thinking about that debt in the back of your 100%. Head. You're like, this money could be going towards that low key. And now it's almost like freedom, dude. You're just like, the chains are off, the chains are lifted. Yeah. You're free now. So, dude, shout out to you guys, bro. Yeah. And shout out to your wife. That's really
Appreciate
cool, bro.
You, man. Appreciate
you. So you guys are working, you guys are doing your thing. So,
trying to.
How about we plug these people in, man?
Yeah, for sure.
So, Instagram.
Yep. So the
Collect Jacks.
Collect Jacks. Okay, I didn't know if
Collect Jacks with a K.
Collect Jacks with a K. Yep. All right, cool. So Collect Jacks with a K on Instagram. Are you guys on Twitter?
We are on Twitter. Same thing.
Yep.
Okay, and TikTok, any of that?
Same thing.
Hell yeah, you guys are keeping the branding.
Board,
that's what I like, man.
Yeah,
so just gotta stay in Jacks, man, or else it's gonna be collect with a different city behind it.
We'll end up probably just doing. I don't know what we'll do if we expand, but we'll figure something.
Hell
out.
Yeah, dude. So shout out to you guys. You guys doing great shit.
Appreciate you.
Obviously June 10th. Last time we're gonna tell y'all, the Lark, 5 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Y'all be there, man. It's gonna be a hell of a time. Free drinks. Shit, that's
free
enough
drink.
to get me in
You got to be 21 though. We're gonna have security.
Yeah. Don't be coming there with that bullshit.
We gonna have security.
Yeah, exactly. So, hell yeah, dude. Thanks guys for coming through, bro. This is a hell of an episode.
Appreciate you having us, man. For real.
Always a pleasure to have you guys on the platform. Cam, thank you for coming back for a part 2. Sure. Keegan, it was an absolute honor to get you on the show, man. Like it was the issue with part 1 was you weren't here. Right, so there was so much shit that Cam wanted to talk about, but then he was like, honestly, that's more.
Now you understand. I was going to say, now you understand. This is the yin to my yang.
You guys are
bro.
2 peas in a pod, bro. It's like, seriously, one can't be. You guys without the other one wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
It would not be the same at all.
So shout out to you guys. And I love the things you guys are doing with putting other artists on. Yes, obviously, our platform is doing the same shit.
Absolutely.
And
and I want to say, man, I appreciate what you're doing for the city, man. You're giving a voice to small businesses, creatives in the city. I mean, that's big. I mean, I don't even know if there's another podcast within the area doing it at the level that you're doing it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
I mean, shit, this man had Cedi Hendrix on his podcast. Like, come on, man. Like, no, you're doing big things, and I love the platform that you're giving to the community. And anytime you invite me, I'm on here, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate y'all, man. It's always love when we link up, and yeah, let's plan to keep it that way. And yes, dude, we've got tons of things that I want to talk to you guys after we finish this episode. But yeah, we got big things in the works, and I'd love to work with you guys on some of these new projects we got coming. So if you guys are wanting to see some Collect times OG sessions collabs going down, just some new video content that we've been kind of cooking up. Yeah, drop a like on this video, comment on this video. If you guys are not subscribed to our YouTube yet, make sure you subscribe to that. And yeah, man, if you guys are fucking with this episode and you guys are fucking with what the boys are doing, just drop a little collect down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Just give us a little collect, a little heart emoji, a little something in there with a K. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, once again, shout out to you boys for coming out.
Appreciate you, bro.
It was a pleasure. We are out.
Yes, sir.